how has been your journey so far with ICAS?
I could say this was the rocket launcher for me. If I had been on my own, I could not have been identified. You need a godfather and in all in real terms, late Dr. B. Raman was like a godfather. Maybe I lost my father early, I found a father-like figure. And I liked his simplicity one, his discipline, and his acceptance of other people's mistakes. Or somebody did something. And with advantage for him, he had a wife, a gem of a lady, who used to be real friend, philosopher, guide to the husband. To quote one example, whenever due to the age, if he's forgetting somebody to address in the meeting when he's telling so-and-so, she'll point out if he missed his name like that. So when ICAS started, we never thought we'll grow like that. So it was Aswatha was the founder secretary, when Murli Rao was the treasurer, B.V. Raman. I was for Rama Hanuman, I was a small servant in the missionary. Initially we started under Dr. Raman found chapters and people who contributed to Astrological magazine, we have started it. Then we said we'll have a meeting in different places. That was the reason which gave me exposure to different people, their psychology, their approach to the subject. There was no north-south divide. Today I can confidently say no party can claim such a homogeneous togetherness as ICAS has done it.
Very true.
Any part of the world, you say it, ICAS is one organization unparalleled. And there is no, in respect to the fact that B.V. Raman was the greatest figure, still he did not make it his organization. He made ICAS as an independent body. And a lot of people have contributed. Justice S.M. Kapoor, our present President Shuklaji. The only thing, our misfortune, Mr. K.N. Rao is not with us. For reasons known or unknown, he could not be with us. His contribution was great because he developed such a amount of students in Delhi and surrounding areas. Then Kedar, Rangachari, Zupuli Pani. You can name anybody, Dr. Charak for that matter. Each one of them turned to be a gem. Satish Sharma, Bholanath Shukla, I can name them because being there right from the inception. 25 years in our organization to work and to run exams every 6 months with non-stop. Even one student is there who used to send a paper universally. It's a great. You can have mistakes. You see, whenever you grow, you can have. It's like a joint family, a bigger family you have. But the one greatest advantage we had, B.V. Raman had one astrological magazine. ICAS is hundreds of astrological magazines so that we could spread the subject through. Today, anybody who's popular in the field, if I'm popular, for instance, I go with Dr. B.V. Raman because being with him is a trademark for you. It's a passport for your popularity, we can say.
So, but being in such an organization with the amount of diversity of people you are meeting,
yes,
with each one's limitations and pluses, somewhere down the line politics comes in,
yes,
and maintaining the mind on education, isn't that a difficult task?
No, I'll tell you the reason. Astrologically, you should see your Lagna Lord. They should not have any influence of planet. No planet in the 7th house to Lagna.
Okay.
7th house to Lagna Lord makes you an independent person. Nobody, including Dr. B.V. Raman, could influence me on my thought. So that's the reason Dr. B.V. Raman always used to ask my opinion because I'm not influenced by anyone else. We had our own ups and downs. L.D. Madan, I forget to mention, was a great contributor to ICAS. Thereja, name it out of. Today in India, anybody you take has something to do with ICAS, some form or another. We are growing. But what had happened, in our time we used to go on our money, our place, small places, small meetings and all. Today the younger generation coming, it's something like that. I start my I mean, 20 rupees stipend I start, I get 20,000 rupees pension. It's my growth, we say. Today you start with 20,000 rupees salary, every year you are worried you are not getting your salary. So today modern thinking, even in astrology, a student of astrology today thinks if he finishes 1 year of Visharad, he becomes a big astrologer, goes on the TV with money and all. You must have minimum of 5 years of basic study. It is something like that I've been telling. You have brahmacharya period. You have to study. Then you come to grahastha where you deal with other people, counseling. Then only you come to vanaprastha where you do research and understand the philosophy. Come to the last level of spiritual astrology. So I think the modern students through this, I tell you, it is not how many points you gather, how many you can effectively use is important. And always you have to have the quest for knowledge, but it doesn't mean you store them. What is a book? Buy it, store it in library. Every day you must make it a practice, whether you pray to God or not, you must read a couple of pages in any astrological book, it doesn't matter. It's very simple. Every book, every time gives you a new idea.
Very true.
It is not what is in the book. I can guarantee you, with all what you call, you should pardon my arrogance or vidvatkar, whatever you call it. Lot I have learned is just going through that, listening to people. You have open-mindedness of sharing with others, your tank gets always filled up. So that is how it happens. So we have a diverse thinking. See, politics, I always said, astrology makes you a real human being. Whatever you are, the minute you start coming into astrology, learning it and all, you try to accept the other man as it is. See, it is something like that. If you are happy, your life is sweet. But if you are sweet, other people have, life is happy. That's why the astrology, if you are trying to be contributor to other people, the subject, not only the subject grows, you have a lot of friendliness is generated in astrology. Today, you see, Saptarishis Astrology can confidently claim it has got friends all over the world. Irrespective of whether it's a communist country, it's a, democratic or republican, blah blah blah. The one binding factor is astrology, Jyotisha.
We got friends and writers from Iran, Pakistan.
Anywhere you name
Egypt,
it out, you name it out. And not only that, this is a binding of a Western astrology, Indian astrology. There is no like Western Indian now. It's just one word. It has become a, intercaste marriage, like we say. People from different thoughts coming together. And it is here also, again, I want to make it out for such as those fanatics of Indian astrology. Western astrology, that's all one said. No. I can have confidently say, you learn more accurately from Western astrology because you are not given any confusion like Indian astrology. Because in Indian astrology, unless you are very clear, this is for smart fellows. That is a ready-made, ready reckoner like mathematics. There is no deviation when you read Western astrology. Here you have a lot of deviation for this nine answer. So unless you have a contradiction, you don't grow. That's the reason why Indian astrology is growing, because you have contradictions. Every man says this is, that is right, this is... See, one basic principle is the distance between the planets will not change. That is a clue. And if you take, like Alfred Witte's midpoint theory, which is mentioned in Arabic parts of our Astrologer, you can see, there is a lot in the midpoint theories. So, many times all this I find it in Nadi astrology. That means people knew everything. They named it differently. So one should not claim as an exclusive right.
Sir, in Nadi astrology, Nakshatras have been mentioned?
Yes. See, Nakshatras play a very important role because stellar astrology, the word used stellar astrology has been contributed mostly to KP system because he was the person. Before him, if you know Meena, there was a Meena Nadi or Gopalakrishna. I happened to be, known as colleague when N.V. Raghavachari was an advocate and all was done it. They just used nakshatras on the gunas basis. So, instead of dividing the nakshatras, they named them. Still, they have also not mentioned because it was very short duration it has survived. Why should it be that guna? Why this nakshatra should have that guna? Why should you say this is Devagana? Here you have a problem because you are not able to give the reason for naming a particular nakshatra as that. See, for instance, a simple example I can tell you. In ancient time, you start with Kritika as the first star. Okay. The Aditevada for is Agni. You can say starting of life. The ending nakshatra was Bharani, Abhavarani, Yama. So you say start of life, ending of life. Likewise, you should know why this is known as Deva. Because they always said first 6 houses is Devagana, next is Rakshasagana, like that. There was Puranas, you get it. So people can do lot of work on this nakshatra. But nakshatras is something like that. Gross is a Rashi. Sukshma is nakshatra. Karma is the planet. The reason for an event is planets. Where it affects, the nakshatra play an important role.
Sir, in Tamil astrology or
Yes.
Nadi astrology, any detailed scripture on nakshatras? Because we don't get any classical book on nakshatras.
In fact, now Mr. Pulipani brought out a book on nakshatra, collecting from all the Tamil resources and outside resources. There are a few Tamil books written on each pada. Now, each pada, the nakshatra results. I don't know whether I tried to find out. Each pada I give it. The problem is, to check, it becomes difficult. Because most of the time what we do is, I am pushing nakshatra, second pada, I read second pada. It doesn't suit me, I just keep quiet. It's not that way.
And then we forget the book.
Forget about it all. But it is that pada, that position, any other planet coming there will have that effect. That we are failing to understand. The nakshatras, when you say nakshatra, our thought is only with moon, whose observation is not right. The nakshatras show the qualities of that area. It is in Africa. It's hot. So a person going there will feel the heat. It's not necessarily an African should feel the heat. So planets going in nakshatras. So it becomes very, that's why somewhere you have a link in Nadis. Venus in Kritika and Mula nakshatra for a female is not good for marital life. So totally it is, which is, okay, you can understand Kritika. And you are talking of nakshatra, there is one clue, let's say male tattva, female tattva are talking. Let's take the Mesha Rasi, the male tattva Rasi. The first nakshatra is Ashwini. Ashwini is represented by Ketu, which is like a thread, that's a sperm. The entire, your past life is in a sperm form. The next nakshatra is Shukra. Suklam is semen. So the sperm is in semen. Fine. Then you have got Kritika, the fire power. This is needed to generate. Then you come down straight to Tula, which is opposite house of Mesha, the female concept. There you have Chitta, master, half. So the other half is in Kanya Rashi, which is supposed to be, what is Kanya? The one who was not used. So half of your time of your menses period is unwanted. So a month's period is divided in 2 halves. After the second half only you get for fertilization. The next one is Swadi, that is the fallopian tube. Mouth, we say Rahu means mouth, mouth of uterus. The next one is Vishaka, Jupiter, that's the egg. So that is why for female, why you give more gold is, you try to make more Jupiterian tendencies so that our egg is very fertile. Economically, one side we say, for our safety we say it, other side we say it for the purpose of Jupiterian. Jupiter is supposed to be male according to us, he is the root cause for the Jiva, egg. So this is male and female concept simply represented in the drawing. All through nakshatras.
Any small points you remember of nakshatras? For example, 2 days back you were telling me about Pushya.
Yeah, no, like that. No, it's for every nakshatra. You say Kritika nakshatra, the man would like to take other men's wives. Pushya does not, they can't stand hunger. If you've got Maha nakshatra person, the marriage of the child must be done by other than the parents. And my daughter-in-law, my brother's son, they were searching for marriage, they could not do it. Once we went, it was finalized. There are a lot of such small things mentioned in the ancient Tamil the wayside astrology, you can say, which are absolutely unparalleled in their. As I told you, the nakshatras to do with spiritual activity, whatever, is found in Tamil. You have Arudra in Sanskrit, but in Tamil we call Thiru Arudra. Thiruvadarai. Thiru is Sir, Sri, we call it. The respect word is Thiru. You write Tirumadi, Thiru, like that. Another nakshatra was Thiruvonam, Shravana, is known as Thiruvonam. Now these two nakshatras mentions Arudra is for Shiva, Thiruvonam is for Vishnu. Now you tell me, no other, nakshatra naming was given this. So they knew the Shiva and Vishnu. And you see, as I have been telling, the Jiva is starting with Dhanur. The aim of Jiva is to merge with Mithuna, where Arudra is the Shiva, the end of your life. The second house from Dhanur is Makara, where Shravana is there. Vishnu is for material benefits, Shiva for death. Simple as that. So meticulously they can name the nakshatras. They must know what it is. So this was not found in any of, you can take your Sanskrit literature, you give your names. Say same thing, we say Khatri, we say Khatri. Khatri is a scissors. So Kritika is Khatri, we say. That means equinox was there at the time of the nakshatra was given. So you can, if it is keen students, we can do a lot of, but all that is needed is a cooperative system between different regions of people. The person of Sanskrit origin says, this is the it. The Tamil fellow says, this is it. Then we don't have. You have got your, what you call, ghee, I have got my honey. Each is in own way. But both are needed to make a medicine, whatever you call it. So, bringing together different regions without, maybe the next generation is not hanging on this kind of. And added to that, many times what happens, the people who knew Sanskrit did not know astrology. So many words are misrepresented. And people who knew astrology started learning Sanskrit just to suit them. So they miss main thinking. Actually, Jyotisha, Karma Kanta, Dharma Shastra, the three are needed to know real essence of. See, Dharma Shastra is what is expected at that time. Many times the results are given there according to the existing Dharma Shastra. Dharma is not charity. Dharma is what is expected at a given time.
So speaking of Karma Kanda, you must have seen so many remedies in astrology working, not working, broadly speaking, for broad problems.
Yes. Now we see the basic, the misconception of the Karma Kanda. When you say Karma Kanda, they are talking of 16 karmas to be done by the person in this world. In Nadi, when you say karma, we talk of the past life. The first basic difference is that you don't mix this Karma Kanda to that. First point. Because this Karma Kanda goes by Murta, whatever it is to be done at this time, you have to do this time, you have to do. There is a lot of. But the karma of the past life to go, that is where in my article in yogas you can find every yogas what is to be done. See, what is necessary is what you have done, you don't repeat it. First point. Second point is, for what you have done, you have to repent for it. So there is no Santi Ratna Argana. There was a very famous. There are a lot of, if you take Nadi reading, there are separate Khanda for remedial measures. Parihara Khanda they call it. It's all sometimes what happens, we are not very sure it is given there or the Nadi reader does it. He says, you have to do this much and all. One simple thing I always tell people, you are trying to do a remedy for Mercury, let us say. You go to temple, you do this puja, whatever it is said. When you come out of doing that remedial measure, you must see a green color. Predominantly somebody wearing a sari. Something which is that color. And if you are done for Shani, when you come outside, you will find a layman. If you are really done your Parigara correct. Now, As far as an astrologer is concerned, you give a remedial measure to somebody. You want to know whether he's going to do it right or wrong. You keep a Prashna chart. If the 12th house is afflicted, this man is not going to do the Parigara. You can know beforehand your client is going to do it or not. Simple as that. Because 12th house tells you God listens to your prayers or not. 12th house is the most important house, like 6th house. Because 6th and 12th are opposites, complementary. 6th is your karma, prarabdha karma. What could be complementing it? Only your prayers to the Almighty. So 6 and 12 becomes very important in life. So if you have 6 and 12 in Trigona, fine. You can do remedy and escape. If they are not, you find it difficult. This is a very simple way of telling it. Added to that, if you are a jeweler, you will promote jewelry. But in Nadis we simply say, if a planet is in a fiery sign, you want to do remedial measures for Shani who is in a fiery sign. Mesha, Saranathan. You must do Havan for it. Light an Havan for Shani Suna. If the same Saturn were to be in earthy signs, Rishabha, Kanya, Makara for you, then you can wear a kavach or ring, whatever. That should touch the body. If it is in an airy sign, like Mithuna, Tula and Kumbha, you recite mantra there, Shani. If it is water sign only, you give it dhan.
Dhan, charity.
Charity. It's very important for you to give charity. So you don't give a charity, but any individual not knowing this can do whatever he wants it. The nature accepts it. But if an astrologer is going to tell him, knowing this, if the astrologer is going to promote a jeweler, then the astrologer is going to land up in trouble. See, you must be very sure. If you are an astrologer, don't get connected with other commercial activities.
So that, sorry to interrupt, sir. Because you've been with ICAS and Dr. Raman, somewhere down the line I noticed, and I asked the same question, in fact, to Gayatri ji also the other day, is Dr. Raman never promoted this?
Yes. He never promoted in the sense, I can say, he knows remedial measure works. Why didn't one promote it? Basically because there can be a mushroom method. Which is the right one? See, the muhurta, the remedial measures, is localized. Now in Andhra, you do a marriage after 12 o'clock. In southern India, you don't do that. Parigara is like that. If you take Nadi, they all talk of temples in the South India. Does it mean people in the north cannot have it all? So, understanding it, one point. And there are some areas of Dr. Raman, which for a little mind of mine I cannot understand, like this remedial measures. In Nadis, he doesn't accept anything which is deviating from the classical texts or whatever it is, we can call it out. So whenever but he had a lot of association with South India. His Ayanamsa, his Nadi Ayanamsa is using it out.
Sorry, come again, sir?
His Ayanamsa is Nadi Ayanamsa. You use the, moon Dasa balance from Raman, you will find it coming correct.
Ah.
Yeah, many will not accept, I know that. So it is sometimes, for reasons known or unknown, certain things are hidden.
Sir, have you discussed with him as to how he arrived with an Ayanamsa?
For your kind information, in my journey 25 years with Dr. Raman, not a single time he never discussed any astrological dictas, or nor I. It's the only time when I had an heart attack, I was in hospital. He called me and he said, "What's your chart? Guru aspecting 10,000. No problem. Finished. That's all." We never had any classical discussion on that, and I thought it will not be fair on my part to use my closeness to him to make him to reveal certain things which he may not be. In fact, I didn't even invite him to my house, which was a gross for my wife. You know him for so many years, we are every time he comes to Chennai and all. Even in fact, Mrs. Raman once told my wife, "See, your husband doesn't invite us." But I know how strict traditional person is that. I don't want to, he may accept because of his goodness. But I, for one, would not put somebody in awkward situation because of my closeness to him. That's all what my father taught me.
That's your greatness, sir.
That's why I said I feel certain things. It's not my pride to say Raman came to my house. In spite of that fact, I don't know, maybe his wife prompted. Raman gave me 2 steel lamps presented by Dr. Raman and my wife when we went, and I still hold it dear to me, and it's in my library for it. We have a unspoken affinity, and he knows that my closeness to him and closeness to us. He depended a lot on me. In the last days of his last days, when his son was in the hospital, we was visiting in Chennai. He was there for more than Mr. Niranjan Babu had a major accident and all. So last one day, he held my hand, which was little unusual for him, and he said, almost his eyes were moist. He said, "Don't leave Aikas." See, it's like a promise. It's not a promise like it's in a order from a
Adesh of a father
or a
and
father
guru
to
figure.
me, and the filial love, I should say. I could not do much of service to my father, though I lost him very early in 20s. So that's why, in spite of my health at 75, I'm still seeking on whether they want me or not. I don't want to leave it. This is I could say, please, whoever listening this, astrology is not just for giving prediction. Astrology reforms you. It makes you a divine subject. I can tell you, you will become closer to God. I can feel that, irrespective of my atheist attitude, my arrogance and all. I feel my closeness to the Creator. So this is possible only by astrology. And you will be surprised how much humility you get into that. Without, you don't have to try. All it's needed is you just get involved, read them. You're reading like Sahasranamam for 1,000 times. You read astrological books. Every day you read an astrology. That's why they said, in Tamil we used to say, every day open a Panchanga, read that day and the next day. I'm doing it out. Every day read it out. Today Nakshatra, Yoga, Karma, everything, read it out. It may sound odd, but I may not do a big prayer, but I do this. I do a sloga from a Gita. I do read something of a Osho, like that. So, this is something, what you call, free system of cleansing you. And not everybody, and it's available.
So regarding some combinations and remedial measures, I'm sorry I'm coming back to it, because I know you have something with you. Yes. So people face so many problems.
Yes.
You've seen thousands of astrologers give remedies. It is difficult for a Westerner or even for a modern Indian to go and do those remedies. Sometimes finance issues, sometimes other issues.
Many things, yes.
Sometimes a procedure,
It's
since
too
you're
big,
coming
too
from
big.
south, the procedure is very
Too
heavy.
big.
Some simple remedies have you seen working?
See, very simple remedies which we always say is, if son is afflicted, respect your father. Moon is afflicted, respect your mother. Like that we say that. All that is needed is your bhav. From your bhav only your unwork comes. You should say, I am repenting for known or unknown issues. The problem for us is, to what planet I should do remedy? Is it my dasa? Is it my planet which is weak? In fact, weak planets are always good. It's only the powerful planets are dangerous for you. It may sound odd for people. Lagna Lord is good, but wherever Lagna Lord goes, he spoils the power. So like that, we are carried away. Say for instance, Jupiter dasa, they'll wear a Pukraj in this finger. Whatever year goes away, this is supposed to be, this is incoming, this is Chinmaya. But then why should you wear? Because Jupiter is Jiva is selfish. They don't want you to be selfish. Simple as that. So people don't understand, they need, and added to that, see you wear in sun finger, you say. But it's Virchika according to Indian Shastra. That's why you wear your diamond ring. This is directly connected to your testes. So, there are certain things like a general tonic you take, B complex like that. There are certain specific things. For specific things, I will always advise for an astrologer to keep a Prasna chart. See the Prasna chart, forget what is his chart. Prasna chart 6, 8, 12 are the houses which are to be propitiated. So you find in 6, 8, 12 what is houses, what are the lords, which is the fellow which is basically what you call weak or whatever you call it. Try to do remedial measures for the planet. Now that remedial measures could be, you can recite and now most of the time the remedies people do is for Shani because they think he's the worst fellow. But he is the disciplinarian. He's a person who executes the punishments. So he doesn't kill you. He makes you to pay. So for Shani what we say, you take till, a little till on a Saturday, fold it, keep under your pillow. Again next day, 1 week you gather that till, cook it with rice and put it for the crow. நான் கிளம்பிட்டாங்களா? இந்த வாரம் நான் வரேன்.
So Saturn put the till small.
Yeah, piece. That means it is the balm. See, you are trying to really repent for what you have done it out. And you try to, the one which is connected with signifying crow, so you give it to the crow like that. But I would always say, the Kuladevata, your family deity, that means generation to generation people are doing. When we say the father's sins come to the children, so genetically what is coming, similarly your karma also comes for the same. Like Jupiter in 159 we say there cannot be a first male issue in the family or it's not useful for the family like that. So continuously coming means continuously the one which you use your Kuladevata, the deity which can protect you. So in all fairness, the first thing you should approach when you are in suffering your Kuladevata. Quite often you do not know, many a times, it could be a tree, it could be a stone. Most of the time the Kuladevata of the ancients is only a tree or a stone. Later we said, okay, you say Shiva, Vishnu, then we have bifurcated it slowly. So the Kuladevata, whether you know or not, you have an empty in South India. We have Nadu, the central house we say. We apply saffron and put the kumkuma and pray. And whenever you are praying for the dead souls, you put food in a plantain leaves. So you will have to, in your house, you make a place for your Kuladevata. You don't have to have any food or anything like that. Now what happens? Traditionally, we are idli vada attitude. We don't want to change it. So now if you want to try to say somebody, they are afraid to change. That is why astrologers, we don't blame them because they try to see what you are doing, they try to give in that area. Sometimes it's successful, sometimes it's not successful. The reason being very simple, no prarabdha can be cured. Sanchita can be cured. The seeds which are yet to come outside, you can rectify it. Arrow which is stuck in the tree, you can't change. But the star which is going, that is your Sanchita, with your agami, by your goodness, you can change that course, that is all. So strictly speaking, this is not the subject which can be authenticated by people. But there is something which is beyond these remedial measures are those Siddha Purushas, those people who have got what you call unknown energy or power because of the avasa. Whatever they say happens. So sometimes what happens, astrology is trying to say what is going to happen. Whereas when the Siddha Purushas say, whatever they say happens irrespective of the chart. Because the basic chart is the key for us. to go a little away from the mainstream, every president elect in America and the 0-year ending did not complete the office.
Sure.
Every 20 years, Saturn, Jupiter come in conjunction. So that year, you see, every president did not complete his term. So Bush is supposed to be elected with a 0-year ending. So the question came, will he not also have the same fate? His chart is so strong, the results are not announced. The computer, which is America's greatest gift to the world, went wrong. That means his chart is so strong that he has to complete his term. So this is an example for you. Your chart is the key. See, like Markandeya, whatever you can got it on. So you have to look in you the strength to fight your whatever. It is not the other person. Another thing is, quite often remedial measure comes is the parent will come. My son is not getting married, he is not getting employment. Say remedy. The boy is sick, he must take medicine. Third person doing it is difficult. Third person can do is when he can partake their karma. Tescalus, I think the Greek healer was there who passed away recently. There was a book on his biography by some doctor from Greece. Tescalus.
Remedies Astrology.
See, she knows it. That man, healer, no, he says you can take karma of other person to some extent. You can't take fully. Like a Humayun Akbar, like the stories like that. So you can partake of some karma of your relatives or anything. You cannot totally. So you are doing remedy for somebody else's, unless it is a child, unless it is itself. Where the individual cannot perform anything by himself, there you can have a proxy. And quite often when you are doing any remedial measure, it is very essential for you to say the nakshatra and the name, not merely the name of the person. The nakshatra is the key, like a password. So and so.
What happens with foreigners who do not know that gotras?
Now, foreigners, why should they do remedial measure if you say that, unless you believe in that? See, it is quite simple. If I want to do something, I should suit that condition, not what suits me. See. Even
There are many Westerners who are into Hinduism and want to do the
No, that's what I said. It is not at all right to do it just for the doing it. If you are not following it that way, you can say Islam says unless you convert, they don't do that. Christianity, unless you convert, you can't do that. Whereas this Sanatana Dharma, the so-called Hindu religion, it has no diktat, it is a free for all. And there is nobody to say, because there is no one which say this is authenticated. In fact, it is quite sometimes laughable. One temple says today is Sri Ramanami, the other temple says tomorrow is Sri Ramanami. The Panchanga differences, whatever it is. So you have no authenticated things in that. The remedial measures is a double-edged sword. It's not only cures the other person, it can cut the other man who gives it also. So you cannot give a remedial measures for just like that. See, one small story. A Vishnu Bhakta, a sannyasi, very young fellow, always reciting Narayanan name, coming to a town late night. From house he gets his food, and the night he's sleeping outside. The house lady comes and says, "Please take me." He says, "What is it?" "I'm a sannyasi." No, you are handsome, blah, 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 like that. He said, "Nothing doing, I can't do that." Then he says, after some time, he says, "See," because this is something like Jaimini's father said, no, even a mother you can't trust when the person gets passion and all like that. He says, "Your husband is there." And she goes inside, takes a sword and cuts the husband's head. Now he says, "My husband is not there, now have me." So this fellow gets frightened and runs away. She chases him. The people, the local people catch hold of him. Next day they take him to the king. He is asking, "What is the issue?" The lady says, this man came, we fed him nicely, in the night he wanted to mischief with me. My husband woke up and he tried to stop him, he cut my husband's head. This man is, he said, what is it? I didn't do that. The king said, nothing, he cut his hand. Then he tells to Narayana, see, I have been talking your name right from morning to evening. I didn't do any sin, you know that. But still, why should I have my? So Narayana tells him, you are right, my child. In the last life also, you were my bhakta. You were doing your pujas and everything. You were in Mauna Virada once. Once a butcher was chasing a cow. It went and hid in some place. The butcher came and asked you, where is the cow? Because you are in Mauna Virada, you showed through your hand. That butcher is the lady. The cow is the husband. Because you showed that day you are. So the karma, whether you are a devotee of a god also, whatever karma you do or you are accessory to a crime, you will be punished. Now this story tells you there are certain karmas which cannot, it's better to undergo the karma rather than to remove it, because even a balloon you press, the air gets reduced but it gets shifted somewhere else. So one has to be very sure when he tries to make a choice of doing the remedial measures. It can shift elsewhere. There is a technique of knowing it out. This is not for a open for a meeting. All remedial measures, all past life is very, very, very exclusive, very Gupta Gyan we say. And added to that in the hands of wrong, because whatever you are talking goes to anybody. We have no restriction how they use it out. It's quite possible they misuse it out. And the people who was given the information is to be supposed. Now for many times, it so happens, you may think, for a single reason, people match their horoscope. And they find some trouble, they come to you. They say, how is it? You say, this is wrong. The girls' party has seen it out, one astrologer said it's okay. Now the boys' party comes to you and you say, it's not okay. Then they say, our astrologer said, it's not correct. The girl's father is going to curse you. Some bloody fellows spoiled my daughters. Do you need the curse? Today if you want to do matching, both the parties should be with you. Or let the match chart, then you try to find the compatibility. Because unknown, you can be cursed.
That's the reason, sir, I don't do matching.
You are very correct.
Also, sir, what I believe is, what if there is a fixed karma of, say, the bride with something in the past life?
Yeah.
So that thing needs to be repaid in this life.
That's right.
If we're trying to match the horoscope and we say no, the matching should not be done, then the person is not getting the opportunity to repay that.
Now the whole question comes, is the matching which was done in the earlier times is only with Nakshatra?
Only with
Never
Nakshatra.
with chart.
Vishnu Puran clearly mentions how Padmavati and
yes.
this thing was done.
In fact, there is a Nadi in Saptarishis says, suddenly a woman comes into somebody's life. The man is a perfect man. She has last life cheated this man. Now she has to repay that. She can repay only sleeping with him. So for that period she will be the unwed wife. That's the 12th bhava. That's why unwed wife is seen by the 12th bhava. After the period is over, she goes away. So when you see an astrologer sees it, it should tell the wife, this is paying back the karma.
But are there anybody in India or abroad, wherever, are humans even ready to hear this kind of reading?
Yeah.
They don't want to hear it.
That is, no. It is again depends on the person who gives it.
No, what I'm trying
Why
to...
I tell you. The same thing, every astrologer can. The client doesn't accept it because there must be a renaissance. So one must have that energy. So basically the 9th and 10th Lord, Dharma Karma Yoga, Yoga. Then what happens? This time's karma. Dharma Karma Yoga is not there. Past life and this life's karma getting united. So you are able to get the strength. People come to me, they'll tell them, open up their heart and all, just because of the availability of this yoga.
So that's the actual power of that yoga. It's not just dharma karma. It is the past life and this life's karma combining together.
Combining together, that's why he's able to do that. Simple as that. So, remedial measure in all my humbleness, Lal Kitab. There are a lot of them.
So
They are what they are. They are right in their own merits, but it is personal preferences or it's your time. Sometimes what happens, you do a lot of remedies, it doesn't get cured. Somebody goes to some place, it gets cured. So he becomes great. So you must have it's a link. See, one thing is very definite. A client comes to you to get his prediction is because of his karma, not because of your efficiency. You can have a popularity. No. It is not general reading. Wherever the houses which are connected, as I told you, excepting 6, 8, 12 and 159 houses. Rest of the houses people can come, talk and go. But these houses destined to come to the astrologer at a given time. Now the question many a times people ask Kendra houses. When you talk Kendra, one is fixed. From there only you count. 4, 7, 10, 1 is Kendras. They are all true. 159 is Trigona, which is not all true. Simple as that. So most of the time it is 159. Yes, it is destiny. That client comes to you because of destiny. So many a times the Prashna gives you a very important clue, a guidance. And added to that, you should not overplay, trying to find you have got mold in your chest like this, not to win the confidence of the client. It's not necessary because you are only cheating yourself. If the client is supposed to believe you, he will believe you. Whether he, even after saying that, he may not believe you. It's quite possible. So I risk it. So it is necessary for an astrologer to be honest. It's necessary for him to have integrity. But sometimes it is also necessary for an astrologer to be lying to the client. For instance, the Nadi says there is somewhere a man comes with a chart of a woman, his wife, to ask, is my wife chaste? You find in the chart the woman should have had relationship beforehand, before he's married to this man. Now she's okay. Now, to exhibit your knowledge, you say, yes, she's a bad woman. She's going to curse you. Knowing that she's running a good family,
she's become a good
you
person.
just, no, she's a wonderful woman. You can do it. And she will bless you. So, in Tamil we say, Poimayum vai medate purai thertha nannai paittumin. That means, even untruth, if it's going to do good, you can say it. Shastras are meant to help people to better living, not to find faults with them. Never use astrology to find fault with other person. Can you make him better from his faults?
So this happens, the commercial astrologers in Bombay, I use the word commercial, I distinguish between professional and commercial. The commercial astrologers in Bombay always get, probably it's happening everywhere, always get one query. The wife coming and asking, is my husband sleeping around? And vice versa.
Correct.
And what if we see they are doing it? Then what
Now,
would the Shastra,
see, there is nothing, for instance,
or what would you do, sir, in such a scenario?
first of all, basically, if we say yes, it is something like, is a bird is dead or alive, it depends on how you do it. Now a person is coming, my husband is sleeping around or not. You will have to see whether she is going to get separated from him, astrologically. If she is going to get separated from him, you can say yes, he is doing it. If there is no indicator of a separation, you don't throw a message which is going to hurt them.
And which will spoil their life further.
But if she is going to get away from him, you see a divorce is seen. 7th house in the Navams are getting afflicted. This is the first husband. There is likelihood of separation. Yes, you can say, yes, it is true, you can get separated. So, you should use it as a surgical activity. But not you find there is no afflictions for the 7th bhava. They are going to live with this tension? No. And added to that, you will not also see the Sun Saturn. Today, modern days, most important is Sun Saturn. Sun of one chart with Saturn of the other chart is important because the ego clashes are much more. Originally, they are supposed to be compatible. Saturn is son of Sun. Now today, son and father are fighting is common. So Saturn are not at all going comfortable these days. So it's an ego clashes, and moreover to do financial independence has come. So to give a lot of predictions or counseling to people is nowadays you find it difficult, because they would like to hear what they want to hear. Unless you have such a name or a respect with a lot of Guruji style, then probably they, out of fear, they listen to you, they think you may curse them. But normal people, they don't.
Actually, the biggest business that has become in astrology today is relationship astrology.
Yes.
In the West, it is, my God, it is terrible. And second is the way in India also it is followed is the boyfriend takes the girlfriend's chart to astrologer and asks about her. Or, you know, as you said earlier, unless the person is in front of you.
The very fact is very simple is that. Now in relationship, what are the houses we talk of relationship? Is attachment, 3, 7, 11. Simple as that. Mithuna, Tula and Kumbha. Kalapusha is important. Now, if a person is a playboy, still he may be sincere to his wife, for society's sake. Person who can be very sincere to his wife, get my point, may get lot of scandals on him. So 8th house is an important house. So you have Venus in 8th house, this fellow is likely to be scandalized. Mars in 10th house for a female, she is going to be scandalized.
Wow.
However, Sita had a bad name. Jupiter exalted and Saturn exalted people. Wives will come under scanner. 1955 people, you just ask. I don't want to mention. One of our famous astrologers from Bengal is, we were in ICAS. I just told him. His wife was present. It was fact. It's not that it should be bad. Sita was not bad. But the scandal will come. So Jupiter exaltation is a minus factor for marital life.
Yeah, it's always seen that. Jupiter exaltation,
It's minus factor.
Bhushanji has always told me, Jupiter exalted is
Minus factor.
minus factor.
Lakshmi.
Unless some other counterbalancing
Lakshmi,
factor.
the name Lakshmi is unhappy for marital life.
Ah.
Dampatya life is lacking for any Lakshmi, right from Mahavishnu Lakshmi. They may have lots of money in the world. Any Lakshmi you take, fine, float. We have no answer for such things. Mithuna Lagna, they are unhappy in marital. Why? Mars happens to be 6th lord, 6th to 6th lord. Mars is the key for a female. While Venus is, see, the male planet is key for a female, female planet is key for a male. Simple as that. So that's the biggest problem for a female.
Correct.
Mars is the planet for her. Martian quality, you can see. To reduce that only those days, again you have put gold, Jupiter. Jupiter is, where Jupiter gets exalted, Mars gets nature. So Jupiter is the factor which is cutting down. Same way, Jupiter is supposed to be the best planet in the 7th house for a female in those days. They say the best horoscope. Husband will not leave her. Today Jupiter 7th house, the girl will be left, will kick her husband out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jupiter is selfish. He is selfish in sexual matters. She is not happy. She doesn't enjoy life. The olden days they did not know what is orgasm. Simple as that. Today, now, Kaladasa Vartamana, you'll have to change your attitude of applying the astrological dictas to modern times. So modern times, what is that you can do? You can't worry about prediction. Nobody wants a prediction. You need a guidance. Today I can say confidently, the modern generation of people, the male or female, are ready to know their mistakes. They are unlike olden times. Now you say this, yes. And they also ask what is the way. So all that you say, this is available for you, it's your choice. You don't frighten them. If you don't do that, this happens, something. The death of husband. Those days when you say, everybody wanted to die, Mangalya, Sumangali, I should die before my husband. Today you ask woman, very rarely she says, I'll get my insurance money. Attitude changed. See, it is not, it's a changing time. See, Mesha was he, Meena is she. Now we are going to accuracy, it. life changes. So astrology had to go in a different path when it comes to public life. But knowing the secrets, knowing that there is still which could be known for human suffering. Medicines, for instance, Ayurveda and astrology is combined. See, Ayurveda says of 108 marmasthanas to do with 108 navamsa. So the entire body is covered with nakshatras. There are tidis which tell you which portion of the body of the woman will get excited. Depends on the tidhi she is born. So we have split the Ayurveda's left or the Dharmasastra went, the Karmakanda went separately. So combining them has become a difficult task.
Even the Panchapakshi system
Panchapakshi
shows
also, yes.
which part of the woman will
Woman
get
is
it.
very important. That's also another prohibitive, say Pakshi Sastra. There is one, Kumar Sami, is one of the classics.
Greatest Lord Kartikeya.
But you cannot, if somebody wanted to write on that, we could not do a meeting on that. There are some which has persist. You can't do that. It's not to be revealed. It can see how many drops of urine will show when you will die. Simple as that.
My God.
Yeah. There are, I do not know of other languages as far as Tamil is concerned. Wealth of information. They were in Saraswati Mahal, all taken away.
One of my volunteers knew one great scholar who, actually two people I knew. One guy, he called me up after reading the magazine that his guru used to be an absolute master of Kumaraswamyam and used to predict only with Kumaraswamyam. No other book, no other principles of astrology, only Kumaraswamyam, but he could not master it. Then he said that for one more disciple of his guru, he tried contacting but couldn't get through. Then my other volunteer who was translating it, he came to know of another guy who is an absolute master of Kumaraswamyam, but somewhere down the line, my volunteer backed out for some reason or the other, was not getting me
It
in
will
touch.
not be published. By Astrological magazine they were about to do, no? 2-3 articles came, then they stopped.
Yeah.
Kumaraswamy, yes.
So what is so cursed about it? Or what is the
I
reason?
cannot see, like the sword of Tipu Sultan, the Hope Diamond, the Cologne Church. They could not rebuild Cologne Church in Germany after the war. There are certain things, it's beyond the status or our brain to probe the nature's reasons. I, for one, I know where I should not touch. I don't call it humbleness, it's my fear. Am I doing for whom? So all this while, yes, I'm doing it for myself. My quest to know the truth, my arrogance to condemn people, whatever you call it. But as it goes, you can see who's there.
Sorry, sir.
No problem.
No, let it.
So there are. I can give you a narrative one instance which can be of some use. Valdemar, you must have heard of
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
I met him way back in Bombay. We had a meeting. We are returning to car. Somebody to drop me. He was with me in the car. You asked, then I said Dharma Sastra, Dharmartha Kama Moksha. He said, where did you learn? I said, just like that. I jumbled. No. I was taught in Tibet in sleep. He's a Patka Devi Vasaka. He doesn't drink milk. Met him. We had a nice discussion. Gone. After several weeks, he came to IIT, met me, met my daughters, told them exactly how they'll get married. They married the same way. They said, both of you will marry one boy, one is son, like this, rich people. It happened and all. He was the person who said you should find for grahas what is the birth, the nakshatra, all those things. It's very, and he has read almost any classics. He's a Sanskrit professor from Russia, defected 2 years.
Yeah. His mentor's friend.
Then what happened? Partner, we had a meeting after a long time.
Ah.
I go there, I see him there. He is very happy, we hugged each other. Mr. Kane was there, he said, you know everybody here now? I said, no, this is just a friend. Then he said, I'll take you to my Guruji. I said, okay. My lecture was over in the morning. So we both of us went. It's a long way we went and a lot of multi-store building, a lot of dogs. Went, I met his Guruji. People are sitting, foreigners in That was the real Guruji I met so far. That fairness, the round face, the tejas we call. You are just carried away by the light of them with lot of pan, red comes. Then Valdemar is trying to ease. I know Meenakshi's husband, he said. I was shocked. Meenakshi's husband is Sundresa. So my name, before Valdemar could tell, he could tell me, and then he showed me Lavan. And then I understood Lavan is something like Lakshmi. So you can greet people with Lavan. Went inside, he showed the mail given to him and all. And he pulled a sheet of paper about the astrology and the Siva and all. Handwritten in fiber, still I have got it out. And the people around were shocked because never ever he gave anything right. Gave a dhoti and all. And he said, I know he's doing a lot of service. Then I know, this high voltage energy I cannot take. I don't want to be more powerful because it's very dangerous, you have power. I said, I'll take leave. But he said, no, I can pick up. I come out of the road, walking. Somebody stops the scooter and says, please. And he says, I don't give lift to anybody. I don't know why I gave you. Then I know that man is doing the Siddha Purushas. Then when I come to the meeting, Raman has come, where you have gone, people wanted to listen to you again, why don't you give a talk? I gave extempore and 20 minutes on Rahu Ketu. Next day, 3 columns my talk was there. Kendra said, did you pay the money to this paper for you? That is the Siddha Purushas. They want to help you, just like that they can do it to you. They are pleased with you. So if I think it's my credit, it's wrong. Sometimes when you are very successful, something like a godfather, 6,000 will show that effect. And since I know my Ketu is in Trigona to Shani, whenever Ketu is in Trigona to Shani, you are possessed by a saint, Rishi. Ketu has got 7 years, 7 Rishis. If Rahu is in Trigona to Shani, you have influence of a Siddha Purusha, 18 Siddha Purushas, 18 years. So many of things, if I am talking or I am saying it out, mostly could not be mine. I could be one day an instrumental or like a cable of a TV. You are tuning, I am trying to. So it is coming through me, not from me. So I don't claim a credit. I am a great astrologer, Nadi astrologer. I am just a pebble in the seashore. Somebody picks it up.
So, like this Guruji of Valdemar, any other person you met whom you...
No, see, every person I find, I learn something from them. Like that we have, well, Vidwan Lakshman was a great man. I still has the high Grivari he gave me, which was placed in Kannada. And I still carry the pen. If you see, I will be having 2 pens. So when I had an heart attack, it was his 50th wedding anniversary for Mr. Lakshman. We could go later, myself, my wife tried. He said, don't worry, your husband gets nazar lagya, evil eyes. And he gave me a pen. And he gave me a small Balaji, that plastic one. Till today I carry it. He's no more with us. He had a big room with a lot of, used to do Chandi Home. But he started doing Chandi Home. He is also a great person, high personality, very rich person. Made pictures with MGR.
Yeah, I mean, one of my film distributors used to consult him. So
very great guy, but very humble guy. He never ever talked ill of anybody. Any meeting, he will prize you to the sky. See, an introduction by them makes you high in the society. And I am such a pet for him. I miss him, of course. I still won't. That's why I carry his pen. Whenever you see I'll always have 2 pens given by him. One black and one red, which I carry with me as a mark of respect. There are people like this Maharishi whom I am talking. He was also very elevated soul. Used to get predictions so nicely and all. He passed away. This is very interesting for you to know also. He passed away. My wife went away. He gave one Valamburi Shanku, no? We use now on every first Thursday, wishing it to God. After his death and all, He just went to inquire his wife. It's on 11 o'clock in the veranda. They come and put little mixture. One crow comes, lame crow, shouts, all the crows come. He doesn't eat. It allows every crow to eat. Lastly he picks up. Same way he used to eat. He'll allow all of us to eat. Finally he will sit and eat. He used to be fed because he's a political like that. Identical. Ka in Egyptian means soul. The kaka, the word is representative soul. For my scientific brain or my outlook of atheist, I don't believe, but we know when you go to the burial ground and cremation ground on the 16th day, when you keep the eatables, crows will come. None of them will touch till that particular crow will come, carrying the soul of that person. And it picks up. My father died, he likes the jalebi. We kept so many things. That crow came, only picked one and went away. It's not a story. And same way back in Chennai, one person, Gudamba. Gudamba is the local dialect like thing. They used to keep branded. No. Somebody went brought the correct spit on that cookie. I am not able to give an explanation for that. The animals and the dogs understand it, not possessed. So, there are a lot we do not know. Your scientific brain cannot know.
So what about Maharishi, the Nadis that he had?
Yes. Now we don't know where it's gone. His wife is there, but I always say Nadis come to you when they have to come to you. You don't go for it. Because Nadi readers always read it. It says give it to them. Buddha Nadi, it said throw it in the water. It was thrown.
Raman sir did it.
Yeah, did it out. It's like that. We had one Agastya Nadi in Chennai. The people read it out. The Devi theatres were big complex in Chennai. It said, you build a Agastya temple. They built it. They became rich. Build a theatre, Agastya theatre in Chennai. They built it. They took that man, started reading. He became greedy. You say after 3 months like that. He died also. They become that big complex. This Nadi reading is something which I am not able to. That Ulanganathan was a great, it does for most of the political parties and all. And there was one interesting episode was there. One of my friends who was an astrologer wants to learn all. He was reading. So he said, I want to become a big astrologer. Tell me some gurus. So the Nadi said, you got Agastya, you got Vasishta and Sukracharya with you, and what more gurus you want? This man was shocked. What is this Agastya? Where are they? No. It is Agastya is A, Vasishta is B, Sukracharya is ABS. He's sitting in the next room. I am sitting in the next room. This is how it's fun sometimes the Nadi readings. See, Muratil Padi, this is Mura. Half is John, Balamburi John, very famous MP, who was a Christian and one of the greatest scholar, number of, he has written commentaries Quran. A very well read person. If he talks, see, I can narrate one small instance out of the context. We were in Delhi, he was there also. High-caste meeting was there. I said, I want to introduce him. So I called him and said, we are all Hindus, we propagate astrology. Here is a Christian who propagates astrology. He said, he came to the dais. He said, I am a Christian, not that I wanted to be a Christian. I was born that way. He said, finished the whole audio. 1 hour he spoke, adult Saxon. He is a person. You say, talking of Guru, they are all the people who taught me. He said, see the audience. You go to that level. You have to go to that level of them and give them. So so he brought adult Saxon, everything like that. He is a well-read person. In his house you have 7 tables. Each table, he has 7 language dictionary. Sesame, open sesame. The sesame, the oil, comes from that good oil. It's the Alibaba story, opening up like that. It is very, very, but he exposed to the TV. People who get exposed to the TV die much earlier than Nazar Lagja. The Murphy girl, Nirma. Somewhere, see, these are the things which is beyond your human.
So what about your memories of the great legendary P.S. Iyer?
There was another man who said, he is arrogant. but there is a lovable arrogant, because he is showing what is astrology. See, many times if somebody is trying to be arrogant, but he's showing this subject is, he puts that subject in such a level, other people have to bow to that.
It is said that his book on 7th Bhava.
He has done marriage, he has done the marriage. Yes, he has got a lot of knowledge. He had about 70,000 horoscopes on 7th Bhava. At the time he died, my friends were in Madurai. He was in Chennai, Madurai. Our South Indian friends were his disciples. Every day he used to do classes and all. When he died, they went to collect the people, their house people have put it in the paper follow. They went there, it was raining. Then I always tell that these things come to you only if you are eligible for it.
Sir, he had which Nadi? I forget, Dhruv Nadi or which Nadi?
No, he said something, I don't, see, sometimes I don't trust him because he doesn't want certain things to be revealed. He was about to write Mantra Sastra. He took money from people to start writing it. He couldn't complete it. So we had legends in India, P.S. Sastri for that matter, Veringati Rangachari, Madurai Krishnamurti Sastri. There is no person for integrity. He is a person, I wish God gives him more life. See, I can narrate a small incident. Some of my friend is making Panchanga in Tamil Nadu. His Panchanga Katha was not available. So he asked me, I said, he will do it. He paid advance to him and asked, okay. Then when he was making, he said, I want my iron answer. He said, no, I'll write on my iron answer. No sir, everybody may write if you want. He returned the advance in spite of the fact he was not in such a financial condition. Hats off to him. See, it is not how much subject you know, how much integrity you have got, how much honesty you have got. That's what makes a great astrologer. So it's not merely you boast yourself, I am the greatest astrologer. It's a bubble.
So actually, I always discuss this with mentor, you spoke about boasting. Why do astrologers get so much of ego? I mean, do they feel God? Do they feel
No. They have inferiority complex. You just always remember this. A man who has got inferiority complex, he's afraid people will look down on him. So he makes a self-boasting. A person who has got, we say, the pot, full pot does not shake. It's only half pot.
Okay.
So you just leave it out. It's a part of the game. You can see that chart, it's getting boasted up. Not in a good... see, nowadays I have come to understand, accept real as it is. Why should make a comment? That makes the life lively, no? If everybody is good in the life, there is no charm.
Mentor, I've discussed with Bhushan. He says that whenever your sadhana में भंग हो जाता है, तब घमंड आ जाता है. It's like your sadhana, basically the rishis have lifted your hand off your head. And then the ego that I am the greatest astrologer born.
See, for instance, what happens many times, 5th and 8th Lord Samandha is necessary for sadhana, as we say. The consciousness, which is 4th house, the subconscious, the 8th, and the unconscious, the 12th. So 8 is the midway between it. So the 5th is your wisdom, applied knowledge. So together this brings you the best in you, like a research student. Now, what is the sadhanas people are talking? Say I am doing meditation and all. And what is that you have achieved by sadhana? Sadhak is one you should achieve. You should show me what you have achieved by your sadhana. Ego? That's why it's only a stamp. I am doing PhD. You do it's like that. It's something like that. It's like a plastic rose. See, everything you brand yourself. And not only that, there are popular astrologers. There need not be good astrologers.
Correct. That
because your time is good, your advertisement, you get your advertisement, you come on a TV, you do it out. See, my question is, only request for everybody. You can boast to the sky, but don't misuse astrology. Don't allow your popularity to affect the person who is coming to you.